Due to more and more home office, I decided to do something good for my back and build myself a stand-up workstation. At my local hardware store, I found a pretty good deal on 2 planks of spruce. These planks are 18mm thick. I made some templates for different thickness, so if you're interested, you can download them at my homepage totechbase.com. If you use templates, it makes the cutout so much easier. As you can see, some corners didn't glue right away, so I used some CA glue and waited a couple of seconds. The whole building is made by 4 pieces. You've got 2 pieces for the main structure and also 2 pieces for your keyboard and mouse and your laptop. You will see them later on. For the cutout, I decided to use a jigsaw. You can use any saw you want, you can easily do it by hand. You can also use a bandsaw for the outer cuts and change to a jigsaw later on. As you can see, the build has a lot of corners and sharp edges, so a bandsaw would also be a great idea for cutouts. The cutouts for the later crossboards, or the boards where your keyboard and mouse and also your laptop will be placed, must be precise and depend on the thickness of the boards you're using. So make sure that you use the right templates from my homepage, depending on your used thickness. After pre-drilling, I choose the jigsaw again to cut out the slots for the boards. But you can easily do this also by hand. After cutting out, it's time for refining. To round off the edges, I used a 5mm rounding bit. Unfortunately, I only noticed afterwards that I had moved the router in the wrong direction and that the surface was partially burnt. Well, bad luck, so I had to do more sanding afterwards. Sanding was definitely the biggest time eater. Luckily, a friend came over and helped me a little bit. We started with 40 grit and steadily moved up the grids to 220 grit. Finally, it was time for the finish. I used linseed oil and not too little. The spruce really soaked up all the oil. After a couple of hours, we sanded everything again with 220 grit and added another coat of oil. After that, everything was finished for assembling. As you can see, the working station is built in a couple of seconds. And you can use it in many places as you want. So, if you'd like to download the free plans, take a look at my homepage, tourtechbase.com. And I wish you the best for your build.